Chaos. Chaos and screaming is the only thing he knew was real. The only thing he could hang on to stay conscious, to avoid the darkness. Oh, how he hated the darkness. Hated it so much, in fact, that he volunteered to help create something beautiful, something new. The nebula, they called it, and it was gorgeous. He'd never been so proud to be a part of something. Even that angel that helped start the nebula. What was his name again? Everything was so fuzzy. He liked the pinky blue bit of the nebula. He remembered that. He lost himself in the thought of that angel's smile, his warning, his worry. He didn't see the harm in asking a few questions. Oh, how wrong he was. Everything's different now. Now he was falling. At least, he thought he was. His body was being thrashed around. He felt wind and feathers coming from all directions, until suddenly, the loud thud. Everything stopped. And it was dark again. Oh, how he hated the darkness. The darkness lasted so long, when in reality, it was probably just a few minutes. It took more effort than he cared to admit to open his eyes. Not because he was physically unable to, but because he was scared to. Scared to see what had become of his friends. Or even worse, scared to see nothing. No one. Scared to be completely alone. But he wasn't. Quite the opposite, in fact. Everywhere he looked, there were angels. Some were hurt. Some were gone. Most were just as confused as he was. His eyes locked on a small group that looked familiar. He couldn't be sure though, as his eyes were having trouble focusing. Sam? Guys, is that you? He narrowed his eyes in an attempt to focus his vision, but it was only getting worse. Not to mention that he started to feel like he was boiling from the inside. He had no time to worry about that now. He needed to reach his friends. They might need his help, he thought. He attempted to stand up, but his legs buckled under his weight. With no clear vision and legs that didn't work, all he could do was crawl. And crawl he did. With all the strength he could muster, he crawled. Crawled to reach his friends, the only beings he's ever cared about, that he trusted. He was close enough to see now, to see them changing. It was too late. At least, too late to do whatever it was he thought he could do to stop this from happening. But just in time to see the change. He understood now. The burning he felt. His own body, his own divinity. It was rejecting him. He sat up as he felt himself starting to hyperventilate. No, this can't be happening. This isn't real. The burning was so bad now. The only thing he could do to distract from the pain is to try and let it out. And so he did. He made openings using his own nails. It wasn't a conscious action, but it did help release the panic that had been building up inside. The sound startled and confused him. He hadn't released his wings, but there they were, out in the open and burning. He couldn't believe it. This was too much. But there was nothing he could do. Nothing but watch as his white wings turned black. As black as darkness. Oh, how he hated the darkness. He stared at that darkness for what felt like a long time. He felt a different burn welling up inside. Anger, sadness, regret. But that burning couldn't stay inside. Not for long. He needed something else to concentrate on, to distract him. So he looked at the screaming angels all around him, melting all around him. But why? How? He felt his heart sink in his chest as he realized that they were crying. They were crying and it was melting them, killing them. This wasn't distracting him at all. This was making it worse. He needed something, anything comforting. When suddenly, it hit him. Of course, how could he forget? It was right in front of him. Or, well, technically above him. A slight smile and sense of relief washed over him as he thought of the beauty he helped create. He hastily cocked his head to look up, and his smile quickly faded. The stars, the bright colors, the pinky blue bit that the angel liked so much, he couldn't see it. Not anymore. Not ever again. All that remained was vague hues of blue and green. He couldn't keep it in. Not anymore. The smell of burning flesh, the sight of smoke, and the burning pain overloaded his brain. He was crying, and it burned him. He might melt, or it would at least leave scars, giving his rank before the fall. But he didn't care. Not anymore. Why should he? He cared about creating the nebula, but he could never see its beauty again. And even if he could, it would be destroyed in only 6,000 years. He cared about his friends. He cared so much, in fact, that he wanted to protect them even when they were stupid enough to lead a rebellion they'd never win. He was done. Done with it all. He didn't care about the scars burning in his face, or the scratches he clawed in his own back. He didn't care about his so-called friends. that didn't seem to care about him as much as he used to care for them. He didn't care about anything or anyone. Not anymore. Not ever again. Or so he thought.